Hello all, my name is Mars, and welcome back to Strange Antiquities. Last time I drove myself a little bit crazy trying to find a Thaumic Lens, and just for my own peace of mind, I did do a cursory Google on what the deal with that is, and it turns out I can't solve that yet. We don't have access to the Thaumic Lens yet. That's something we're actually going to get access to in this in-game day, so I know I wasted a lot of time last time trying to figure out this little puzzle, but we're gonna get the last one of these tiles today. I was right about these fitting in here, and presumably about them going in a certain order, but alright. Let us search the catacombs for the answer to this. Below a moon that does not shine, there is no mark upon my shrine. In the dark, but not alone, my neighbor wears a cross of stone. Alright, so we're looking for a grave that's in a room with... I think I see it already. A grave that's in a room with something with a cross on it, that's below a moon, and that does not have a mark on it. I think it's this one. Yep. I find the blank tombstone without too much trouble, but there is nothing else here. Feeling foolish, I begin to make my way back to the surface, when suddenly I see it, tucked away in a natural crack in the rock wall. A stone totem. This is what I came for. Looks kind of person-y. Alright, customer, Catherine Walpole. I've traveled a long way searching for an eye of the forest. This thing? I have read stories of the Dryer of old who would hunt in partnership with an eagle, seeking what they see soaring on the wind. I remember Dryer from the first game. They were the hunters. Right? I intend to rekindle this lost custom. Perhaps you know something about it. Eye of Sir Nunos. We have a something of Sir Nunos. I know. The voice of Sir Nunos. Let's see if we can find his eye. Known as the Eyes of the Forest, these ancient artifacts enable one to enter the minds of lesser creatures. It is alleged that Sir Nunos himself wielded an eye. Eyes of Sir Nunos are hard to come by. They are powerful and should not be used carelessly. Jupiter hasn't come back. That makes me sad. I mean, I want to assume it's this, but... Hold on. Sir Nunos himself wielded an eye. We have a picture of Sir Nunos. I remember this. The staff? I think we have something that looks like the staff. I'm gonna guess it's this. Yes. Using the index in the book, I can find a sketch of Sir Nunos holding an item that looks very similar to this one. Nice. Eye of Sir Nunos. We will alphabetize that really quickly. We need to move some stuff over. There we go. Mailman! How you doing? I was expecting to talk with Rona Green this morning, but she wasn't at home. Unusual for her. I hope she's okay. Me too. If you can spare the time, we'd appreciate your help. There's something unusual in our house. You can't miss us. We're the only detached house on Ruskin. Warmest regards, Mrs. R. Bream. Alright, the only detached house on Ruskin. So we're looking at the Undermere map. We're looking for a Ruskin street, I presume. Ransom Headley Guild. Is Ruskin a word in any of these? Because I'm not seeing it on a street name. No. Ruskin Street. There we go. I am greeted by a tired-looking middle-aged woman who immediately offers me tea. I gratefully accept, enjoying the social ritual before we meander towards the point of my visit. She leads me up the stairs and into the attic. A single small window does little to dispel the gloom, but our eyes slowly adjust. Then we hear the voices. At first I think it's the house creaking in the wind, soft, murmuring groans that seem to come from the walls themselves. But then I start to feel as though a conversation is happening, too quiet to make any sense of. What am I looking for? Too quiet to make any sense of. Maybe I want the hearing charm? Yay! With the hearing charm, I suddenly find myself able to pick up every small sound without difficulty. Whispered voices become clearer, and my heart beats faster as I hear what they are saying. They are discussing a section of the wall where some of the bricks are loose. Carefully, I pull them away to reveal a small cavity. Inside, to my horror, is a human skull, its dark eyes staring lifelessly back at me. At the insistence of the voices, I reach inside the cavity, and my hand closes around an unusual-looking item. Immediately, the voices fall silent, and my heightened senses are left with the whooshing drumbeat of the blood being pumped around my body. Ooh, it's kind of pretty. Let's take a closer look at it. I'm guessing this is also jade. Nothing to remark, nothing to remark. Okay. Grenville Pierce. My father's sword has a space in the hilt where shimmer could go, but he sold it to buy whiskey a long time ago. For whatever reason, he never did sell the sword itself. I wanted to restore it to its former glory. Shimmer. Shimmer. These belong to a series of objects that were designed to slot into armor or weaponry. They induce calm rage in the face of the unimaginable horrors of battle, allowing the bearer to stay one step ahead. The Knight of Thorns famously wore a shimmer on his chestplate, but it didn't save him from being slain in the Battle of Sutherfell in 1356. So it's something that would slot in here. Let's just check Knight of Thorns. Yeah, that doesn't say anything else. So something with like 3 bumps on it. This maybe? That's what my mind immediately goes towards. They would induce a remarkable calm, was it? No, I don't think it's that. I'm gonna try this. Yes. This pendant would fit into the slot shown in the sketch. It keeps using gemstones and identifying the gemstones to come to some far-off conclusion, but the topaz and obsidian gemstones hit at calm rage, sure. I'll take your word for it. Babelia. I saw that when talking about fields. Freddie Lamb. I work at the steel mill in Keswick, and I don't think there's one of us hasn't suffered a nasty burn. Do you have anything that can protect against that sort of thing? Something that can protect against a burn. I don't know. Have we identified anything of the sort? I'm looking for, like, heat, Cyrene ward. Made from basilisk scales, a material known to endure intense heat. These unusual objects can permit the bearer to withstand fire and flame and remain unharmed. They do not, however, offer protection against the deadly basilisk itself. Okay, so something made of scales? A brown shard of some kind, an orange gemstone, a black gemstone. This is made of... could be made of a scale. Something made of scales. Oh, let's archive this. I don't believe any of these other things had anything to do with protecting against heat. This is what I think, this makes me think of a scale. I don't know, leathery? Let's look for basilisk. No, that's just Cyrene ward. An orange gemstone and black gemstones. Let's check the gemstones since the hint seemed to think that's important. Stone of Fire and Fury, could be obsidian. And amber. Fire and light, heat and life. I'm guessing this has something to do with fire. Yeah. The Cyrene ward. Basilisk scale, sure. It's awfully big for a scale. The amber and obsidian gemstones hinted a connection to fire. Thanks. My wife will be relieved. I found this down the side of the counter here just now while I was waiting. Don't know if it's anything important or not. Yes! Alright. Hold on. Let's label this. I was so determined to get that one right because I did see... I tried not to read too much of what I looked up, but I did see that it was a Freddy Ward who would be helping us, so I was very excited when that guy came up. And then when I saw that his was just question marks, it wasn't telling me what I was looking for specifically, I was like, oh man. But, okay. So, I feel like I was just kind of doing stuff without speaking last time, so I'll explain why I put the tiles where I put them now. There's a pattern. There's a pattern to these. Like, this, I know that these are the signs of, like, mundane elements or something, but you see, I don't know what they are off the top of my head just looking at them, but this star always comes after this upside down man symbol. So after the upside down man symbol, I put the star, and vice versa. Before the star, I put the upside down man symbol. And this triangle with the line underneath it always comes after this weird Z, so that I put that there. And let's see, just for thoroughness sake, this, I think this is like the symbol of Aries or something. See, it looks like a bull or Taurus, I don't know. It always comes between this like TV looking thing and the weird Z, so that should work there. Alright. We found the Thaumic Lens. Yay! Alright. All Thaumic objects produce a field of sorts. Although invisible to the naked eye, they can be observed by placing an object over a Thaumic lens. These fields are not fully understood despite attempts to study them over the years. So all Thaumic objects produce a field. these are the three things that we're looking for to go here. We do have this note. Something is protected by a diurnic seal. An object made from silver produces a diurnic field. That could be talking about this lock. I'm not entirely sure about that. We don't have a lot of objects made out of silver, so let's try. What happens if we put this over the... What the hell? What are all these? Oh. Hold on a second. This makes the symbols that are in here for these. So if we're trying to find a diurnic field, we want the big circle up top, the little circle in the middle, the triangle at the very bottom. That doesn't look right. Oh no. Okay. I think that's showing us what kind of field something is. So it's not this. Not the Elvastone. Something else made out of silver. That's made of iron. Yeah, the problem is we don't have a lot of things made out of silver. That's made of stone. Iron. Anything over here? That's made of stone. This has some silver in it, but it's not only silver. It's silver and gold. What about the shield charm? Pewter. Let's try the Scythian charm. Creates that kind of field. Well, we know that we're looking for something with that kind of field to go here. That can go here. This is the diurnic field. Haha. So it doesn't matter what specific objects we find. Gold detailing laid over stone. Warm and smooth. Nothing to remark. Okay. Is that the only thing we can find here? Okay. Seemed like a lot of hoopla for nothing. Oh, no. Scythian charm goes over here. And the Holgen Grim, you go up there. Okay, we didn't get too much out of that, but... I do really want to figure this out, because I feel like it's the secret to unlocking that, but we just don't have a lot of silver objects. This is made out of tin. I feel like we had more than just the Elvastone. But no, we just don't have a lot of things made out of silver. This is made out of silver. does not produce a diurnal field. Iron. Stone. Iron. Iron. Alright, let's speak to another customer. Maybe we need the other half of this before we can figure out what we're looking for. Hi Audrey, you gave me trouble last time. Judgment is coming. We worship the warrior not out of love, but because he is powerful. Because he demands our fear. What use is a god that you are not afraid of? Those of us who have read Holgar's teachings have known about the prophecy for a long time, and now the casket will finally be opened. It contains his final lesson for those who will not kneel. The casket, like the one talked about in those little interstitials, it contains his retribution against the sinful. It contains his divine rage. My preparations are underway to celebrate his wrath and prove our devotion. For now, a veiled fen is all I require. Veiled fen, alright. A veiled fen is brightly colored in the light, but it clouds over after a short period in total darkness. They can be used to command attention from individuals or small groups of people. Public speakers sometimes use them as a substitute for charisma. Okay. How do I put something into total darkness? By doing that. That's glowing. So that's the first thing that comes to mind. Alright, let's move the scale and put this in total darkness. Wait for a few moments. I don't know how long. Looks the same to me. Okay. Something that is brightly colored, but clouds over. We don't have a lot of things left, is the thing. And I don't know if that's how I'm supposed to do it. Am I supposed to, like, change the moon phase? I don't think that's gonna help. No, that's not gonna do anything. Could be this. Brightly colored but clouds over. When I think of things clouding over, yeah! Okay, I think this is it. I'm not gonna label it yet. When placed in darkness, a drawer covered, for example, the eye darkens. Nice. I feel so smart for figuring that out. That I'm supposed to use the cupboard. That was a good puzzle. I like that one. Move that over. Alright, end day. That was successful, I would say. The two men fought as the heavens opened and the lightning flashed across the night. One man wrested the casket from the other's grasp. See, this is why I was concerned hearing Aubrey talk about the casket. What's her name? Audrey? I'm not sure. Ms. Bell. And leaped astride his horse, galloping off into the cold, wet darkness. Which man, though? It looked like a baby's head for a second. Oh boy. Okay, so we're supposed to find... it goes here. We're supposed to click on that. No. We're supposed to find 3 buildings that look like this and find the intersection of the 3. Shouldn't be too difficult. Although it probably will take quite a lot of searching. This looks the most clear to me. Like, immediately I'm seeing this, and I'm like, that looks like it has a hole there, like we need, but I don't know. Ooh, it's thundering out there. I don't know if we're looking for things in the same orientation as this. I don't know, this is the only building with a little hole in it that I see, the twinings. So let's try and find this now. I guess it wouldn't be the same orientation because these are straight up and down and these are kind of... yeah. Everything on the map is kind of tilted. So I need to tilt my head a little bit. Okay. So this is where we're starting. We're looking in this direction for a building that's kind of shaped like this. Nope, don't want to click on anything. Maybe this one is going to be hard. Because I'm not really seeing anything that looks like this. Unless it means like here, this row of buildings, it could be that. And then we need... alright. Something over here to help us triangulate. We don't really have, like... I guess we do have the measurements here, the scale, but I don't know how I'm gonna find what's in the middle of these things. Could be this? Yeah, I think it's this. So, the midpoint between here, here, and here. It's either this or this. I'm gonna guess there. Yeah. When I draw back the curtain, I am unable to control my exclamation of horror. Behind the dark red velvet is a silent, squirming, seething mass of eyes, all shiny and wet and alive. Fear takes hold before my mind catches up, and I understand what I am looking at. And when I do, I realize that it is looking right back at me. Yuck. The object I am looking for sits on a small shelf below, and the eyes watch as I snatch it and get out of there as fast as I can. It's kind of cute for something that was surrounded by gross eyes. Alright, I'm kind of running out of antiquities. It's made of stone, it is pitted, nothing to remark. I just need something silver, man. That makes a diurnic. Oh, hold on. Diurnic seal, object made from silver. diurnic field. Maybe this is something else here. Maybe this is the diurnic field and we're looking for something that's labeled with it? I don't know. Maybe we're looking for something with a diurnic field on it, something made of silver, and something that produces a diurnic field. But I don't know. I don't see anything with the diurnic symbol on it. So I think it's talking about something that is sealed with like diurnic energy. So no, we're not talking about 3 things that can be put in the pedestals. No. Let's talk to a customer. Sarah Barrington. I think we finally located the wreck of the Orion out in the lake. Sadly, our funding has run out and we can't afford expensive diving equipment. But we put our heads together and wondered if there was another way. You're our last hope. Okay, diving equipment. Maybe breathe? Ascus allows the bearer to breathe underwater. The sensation is said to be most unusual since it requires one to not breathe at all. Those that use an ascus for extended periods sometimes forget to breathe once they are back on dry land and subsequently pass out. The core of the item is cold to the touch, but the ring, sometimes called the halo, stays warm. I think it's talking about this. Is it? Core of the item is cold to the touch, but the ring is warm. This is warm all over. I thought it was that, but I don't think it is. Cool and smooth, surprisingly warm. Okay, it's this. The item has a ring. Closer inspection reveals the ring is warm, whereas the rest of the item is cold. I think this was called an ascus. And it goes over here. Nope, this doesn't fit. I can move one thing over here, but this shelf is getting awful crowded. We're gonna need to open this. That's made of bronze. I'm still checking for silver stuff. Rowena Hardwick. I am close, but I need more power. I need Saint Cedric's thunder, and quickly, while the storm's raging. I feel like it's a bad idea. But okay. Saint Cedric's thunder is used to store the power of a single thunderclap. Alchemists have been trying to harness its power for centuries, and there are rumors that some have indeed successfully used it to transmute base metals into gold. They are placed on the tops of mountains to charge them during storms. Gemstones can be used to prevent the charge from waning over time. Okay, I don't think it's saying that the thing itself is gold. But it's gonna have gemstones in it. Blue gemstone. Nope, not you. A stone of water. An anchor between the body and mind. No, I don't think it's the blue one. It could be this, with the weather symbols around it. know what? I keep opening the wrong book. Earth and nature. Yeah, sounds like this. Nope. Okay. Okay, okay. I was a little hasty. Don't be mad at me, game. Could also be this. Alright, what is the symbol for thunder? Weather. Lightning. Thunder. There is an object with that symbol, I think. This? A purple gemstone. Containment? I think it's this. Symbol of thunder, amethyst gemstone, stones of containment. Containment. I almost wrote St. Cedric's fire, like it's St. Elmo's fire. I don't think so. Let's move some stuff around. Because some of these shelves are getting crowded. Hi, Dr. Robertson. I've been trying to get a hold of an ambra. Before she vanished, Verona said it might have something to do with my patients. It had almost slipped my mind, but then I remembered that there's one right here in Strange Antiquities. Eli told me himself he keeps it locked behind a ethereal key. We have an ambra? Yikes. So, the thing that's causing all these people to be wandering around loopy with black eyes, is right here in my store. An ethereal key. What's an ethereal key? Is that a thing that we... An ethereal key is designed to be hidden from prying eyes. When activated by moving the object in a circular motion, the key is revealed by its gemstone of light. These are rare items and not generally known about outside of Thaumic circles. Gemstones of the night power the concealment charm. Okay. Gemstones of the night. Let's see what gemstones of the night are, shall we? Something with moonstone or onyx. That could be onyx. Again, we don't have a ton. Haha! Ooh, nice. We opened it. Now which one of these is the ambra? Yuck. I hate this, by the way. I hate bird skeletons. They're so creepy. Okay, let's read about the ambra again. They produce a noctic field. Okay. That's how we're gonna figure this out. We need to figure out what a noctic field is. And then test all of those, I guess. Noctic. Big circle, little circle on the very bottom, and triangle. Is that it? Yeah, that looks right. So this swirliness. Let's take a look at all of these. I notice myself becoming drained of energy as I handle this object. Nothing to remark. Nothing to remark. I saw the handle move. Ooh. We can open this one. Nothing to remark. Okay. An engraved symbol. Staring at the symbol makes my head swim. That could be the ambra. That makes me think brain fog. I gotta be careful. These are the really dangerous objects. Nothing to remark. Nothing to remark. Rough. Okay. Let's take a few of our best candidates and try and see if it makes an octic field. It does not. Does this make an octic field? It does not. Probably only one of these things is going to make an octic field. That makes an octic field. So does that. Why do you always point in the direction of this? I'm guessing these two objects are linked somehow. I gotta remember, I already made one mistake today. So I should be really careful about this. Either this is trying to tell me that this is the ambra, or the fact that those two objects are clearly linked is an indication that okay, a resonance compass will point towards nearby resonant objects. The only objects that can be detected in this way. Resonant objects are highly prized, both by thaumaturges and those who collect occult curiosities. Okay. And the ambra doesn't say anything about being resonant. So I'm gonna say it's this. Nope. Ah, dang. I might need to do the puzzle. It didn't say anything about being resonant, though. What is this symbol? Let me look at the symbols. That storm cloud seems like if it means something, it would be a little bit on the nose, but sure. Blessings? I'm guessing it's not that then. Alright, this is the only other thing that creates an octic field. Okay. The item has a symbol of confusion across its face, which matches the description of causing mental fog. Okay, I did not take note of that. It produces an octic field when viewed in the Thaumic Lens. Alright. That's the ambra, and I'm gonna keep it far away from me. Because it's scary. Hi, Bonnie. Are you feeling better? You. I know you from somewhere. I don't remember why, but the shop was important somehow. I'm sorry. I know I'm not making much sense. I haven't been myself. I'll leave you be. Do you have my cat? Where did my cat go? Peter Leland. They found some poor soul washed up on the lake shore, an older lady by the sounds of it. Drowned. But that's not the worst of it. Her eyes were all black, just like those others. I'm not taking any chances with the water around here. I'll take a bones guard. Hold on. It just occurred to me that when we looked into Bonnie's mind, it told us where Jupiter was. I thought that meant we would just automatically get him back, but no, I guess we gotta go find him. But unfortunately, I don't remember exactly where it said he was. I thought it said he was on a boat. Like the boatyard. The shop won't run itself. I don't remember exactly where it said he was. Oh no, I'm gonna have to go watch my old video back. Okay. Let's get this guy a bones guard. Next time we will go find my cat. Ugh. A small item known as a bones guard can be placed in any liquid to render it safe to drink. King Cedric the Meek was well known to be terrified of being poisoned, and so always drank from the same goblet and always placed a bones guard inside. He was stabbed to death in 1203. These objects bear the mark of the antidote. The antidote? Okay. Like antimony? I kinda doubt it. Protection? Antidote. The antidote to what? Alright, what's this symbol? It's poison upside down. So it's probably this, right? Symbol resembles a symbol for poison rendered upside down with a line under it. It can be inferred that this is the mark of the antidote. I'm afraid I can't pay you, but I can offer a trade if you'll accept it. Yuck. And we'll put you up here with the creepy stuff. The rider was lucky. He made it to Backbearer and found refuge there and was nursed back to health. He would later discover his left eye was permanently blackened, like his partner's eyes had been. A sun? Maybe? Yeah, sun and moon. To my left, the day. To my right, the night. I have no inkling of what that could possibly mean, but I don't have to figure that out right now. We will do that next time. And in the meantime, I will look back at my old video to see where my cat is. Until then, I have been Mars, and I will be back with more strange antiquities.